All right, hey guys, we're gonna come out with a revision here. I don't know how much topspin to use here, but I am gonna set up for a Guardian shot, Berserker Ball probably, with the potential to go Globe as well. So what you want to focus on here is making sure that you have enough wind to get to the other side. I don't know what the number's going to be, but going off of what I remember about yesterday, a 17 was pretty far over. But you just want to make sure, in my opinion, that you don't get the worst win possible and get a and get this. So we just got a 15 wind. I don't recommend trying this with a 15 wind. It's the absolute worst wind that you can get. So we are going to go snow globe. But I want you to also keep in mind that going snow globe isn't necessarily going to be a bad thing, because we could very well get a very generous wind next, and it might actually make our second shot much easier. So I do want you to keep that in mind. But you can see what I'm doing with my top spin, maybe 4 to 5. I really don't know how much to use. I'm just really guessing at this point. Just trying to, more than anything, just focus on hitting this fairway and using right spin to keep it out of this rough over here. But like I mentioned, I don't know how much top spin to use, but that's perfect. You couldn't ask for a better. If anything, I'm too far. I don't need a globe to be there, but you can see with that 12 wind, it didn't leave much air for that shot to land. So I would try to make sure that you at least have, high 13s on your Berserker Ball if you were to go for that. But of course, you could see that if you had an Apoc 4, you could probably do exactly what I just did and it still would have cleared. Just be careful about your topspin. Like I mentioned, you don't even have to go as much as I just did, topspin wise. So we can back off. We have more than enough club to get to this green in 2. So that is kind of the benefits to Master is, this isn't even going to be tough. I'm barely even going to use any power, if any at all, to be honest with you. I might not even use it. So I'm just trying to count rings, 5 to the edge of the fairway. I don't even think this requires power. It looks like, that's about 13 down. I'm not even going to use it. We're just going to see, so that way you can see what this looks like. And I'm going to use right around 8 backspin. Maybe just, I'm going to try to center it up and bring it in with some curl, just in case, I don't hit a perfect ball. But, bringing it in left to right is going to make it a little bit easier. And you can see that, that I didn't even need any power at all to make that happen. And it was still plenty of backspin, a little bit too much of an overcurl. And had I gone for this pitch, that would be an easy eagle for you guys. And like I said, not even needing power where I was just at, I was more than plenty far enough. It's actually going to be easier if you get to use a Berserker Ball, because it's going to be less downwind and it'll be less, worrisome to get that onto the green there that's a really good shot. So that's ideal as well, if you don't get that hole out. I'm assuming that I'm more than likely, 90% playing a replay. But, I'll size this up for you guys just to give you guys a good idea of how far it is from back here. There's max club, which would make half club about here, which would make quarter club about here. So if I was to play it here with, just a little bit of topspin, I'm essentially right on quarter club. And in terms of ring play, I would play right about there. So you can see just outside the cup. And if I was to hit this, that would definitely go in. But I'm just going to forfeit out, make sure that I'm well below the total, and make sure that I don't qualify. So I have plenty of opportunity tomorrow for you guys to give you additional revisions. That was a nice score. Oh, especially with a par. So got 8 and 9. I got 8 and 9. Got 1. That's good. And 4. That is well done. Mistake 1-2 though. But all things considered, pretty well done for a master, and especially with a par and an albatross. That is going to be a top qualifier type round, because somebody would have to 16 under to have better than that, which is going to be a very hard feat. That's basically going to be top 15 under round, is if you have a par, and because if you count his eagles, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eagles plus 1 albatross on top of that. So with 6 technical eagles plus an albatross, it would be very hard to out tiebreaker that. You'd have to have 2 albatrosses to tiebreaker that score. So nicely done. And at the very least, I have revisions for you guys tomorrow. And, good luck with your round. I'm assuming with, some minor tweaks on some things that I did, especially with that second shot into 9, you can see that I had plenty of wind to, I didn't even need power there. I overcurled it. You can just make some minor tweaks, but if you do wind up back where I just did there, you can see what it's going to take to get you out of that trouble. So good luck there, guys, and catch you guys tomorrow.